Today, I want to let you know that effective September 1, law requires every seller of a property that is subject to or part of a public improvement district, known as a PID, to disclose to a buyer the existence of and certain details about that particular PID prior to execution of a binding contract. If it's not given notice before you execute the contract, the buyer has the right to terminate the contract for any reason. In order to comply with this new law, the Texas Real Estate Commission has approved a new contract containing the revised disclosure information in paragraph 6E of the contract and referring you to a new approved addendum to be used for the disclosure. Because this new disclosure law was just passed and made effective September 1, the Commission had to work quickly to provide these required forms. For those of you who may not know what a public improvement district is, a public improvement district is a special district created by a city or county under the authority of Chapter 372 or Chapter 382 of the Texas Local Code. The statute allows for a city or county to levy a special assessment against properties within the district to pay for improvements and/or maintenance. Failure to pay the assessments results in a foreclosable lien on the property. This new law, disclosure requirements and consequences for failure to disclose are just like those regarding the MUD disclosures we have been dealing with for years. It requires notice of the PID prior to execution of the contract. TREC has approved a new PID notice form titled Addendum Containing Notice of Obligation to Pay Improvement District Assessments. The form requires certain information to be filled in. This information can be found by looking at the Central Appraisal District or CAD tax records. The PID is also required to file the form with the service plan that must be filed of record. The TREC notice form is voluntary, meaning license holders can use this form, the addendum, or another one that meets the statutory requirements. The disclosure will also be provided by the title companies at closing. It must be signed by seller and buyer and recorded in the deed records, just like MUD disclosures are done. Once this disclosure procedure is followed and the buyer closes, then buyer waives any rights he or she has to terminate the closing or receive penalties for failure to disclose. Again, title companies will handle the PID disclosure just as they handle MUD disclosures currently. Please note, the law is fast approaching. You will be required to use the new contract for any contract signed after 9/1. And if the property is in a PID, the new addendum or another one that meets the statutory requirements of disclosure will be required. For any contract signed between now and September 1, you need to use the current contracts. Between now and September 1, both contracts will be available for your use. Be sure to use the right one, dependent on when the contract will be signed. After September 1, the contract you are using now will no longer be available. You will only be able to see the new contract with the proper disclosures. This video podcast is our way of hoping to keep you up to date with the market changes and any new laws. Thank you for watching. Allegiance Title is your trusted resource for results.